So speaking of that, Jared, we're gonna move on to that topic now. So guys, please also like if you guys joining us or you want to join us now, because now we're gonna talk some DC, guys. Like, share, subscribe, join us here. My partner Sergeant Murtaugh had to go to bed, but we got Jared here from Comics League, friend of the pod, and we got Leo Getz and anything we need.
Leo Getz.
Facts. All right.
I'm so sick of talking about these guys, man. I'm so tired of it.
Okay, how do I put this? Superman. Let me. Okay, I'm gonna. Excuse me, gentlemen. Superman is a failure, ladies and gentlemen.
Flop.
Now, if you liked the movie, great. That is awesome. Everybody is entitled to like what they like. However, numbers like 2 + 2 = 4. 2 + 5 = 7, right? Correct. So, if the math is not adding up, it means people did not like it. The majority of people, because I already broke this down on our one-shot videos, but I'm going to have to do it again. Superman got half the audience. Okay? Half. Zach got double. And that was 12 years ago, Man of Steel?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. 12 years ago. All right? So please, let's stop. Okay? Let's just stop. Now, I'm going to share you here. I'm going to share this because for all you guys who don't know stocks, which I do, and I follow this shit, this week was WBD's earnings call for the quarter. And yeah, they had a good quarter, but not because of James fucking Gunn. They had a good quarter because of Mike DeLuca and Pam Abney, meaning Warner Brothers Pictures, not DC Studios. Two different verticals. Okay, same company, but different divisions. You got the clothing department, the furniture department, electronical department, the toys department, and so on and so on and so on. Am I right, Rox? Jared? Am I wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Correct? Am I okay? Correct. Just want to make sure. I'm good. Okay, so a company has different divisions. Some make money and some don't. And DC Studios ain't making money yet. And I will give that to James Gunn. You have not made money for Warner Bros. Discovery yet. Will you in the future? Time will tell. Because as of now, you got your movie. It's out. And I saw a few guys cosplay as your fucking Superman. I was like, whatever. Mm-hmm. Because again, I'm not supporting the Superman because one, ain't my Superman, and two, you didn't give my Superman closure, and three, I'm voting with my wallet. # wallet's closed.
Pull up Vasquez's tweet or his post.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they already lost it, dude. And listen. Robert has been trying to fucking call everybody. Oh, you guys are virgins. You guys don't know the touch of a woman and this shit, dude. I fucking shut that motherfucker off so that easily. How? Because I showed him pictures of me and my girlfriend and ex-girlfriend.
Well, so here's the thing. Here's my push on this is and I said this in my show. Regardless of whether or not the movie profited per se, the way I kind of see this is WB is happy with the way Superman performed. It's and as long as they're happy about it, really, it doesn't matter. They're still going further. As number one. Number two, what I kind of called is in the lead up to Superman, I said that if this movie gets high ratings with Rotten Tomatoes and a lot of the fan base per se, or the people that tweet about it, then they probably could say, hey, I know we took a hit with this movie, but we're rebuilding the brand. If you give me more time because of the audience enthusiasm, then I think that we can like profit later on. So that's kind of my perspective on that.
Where do you think they draw the line, though, Jared? Do you think Supergirl is where they draw the line? Like, if Supergirl comes in and completely bombs, do you think they're gonna?
I think they're gonna wait until at least like. Okay, so we have so Superman just came out. So we got Supergirl, Lanterns, and there's one more. But the point is, when the first batch comes out,
Peacemaker.
Yeah. When the first
Season
batch, when the first batch of DCU projects come out and they evaluate, then that's when I think they reevaluate, because if those failed or like they weren't, or like if they didn't fail, but they're not as successful as they really want, or like it's not trending well, they'll reevaluate. But if it's at a point where they're like, okay, we can see some growth here, then we'll continue on. And I've long said, hey, if they decide that like, hey, you know what, DC is going well, let's invest more in DC. That is the situation we're in. That is how we get like Zach being told, hey, Elseworlds, you can complete your movie. The Ayer cut can be released. You guys can call me crazy if you want, but it's like, here's the thing. DC as a brand needs to be seen as profitable, and DC movies particularly, in order for the Snyderverse to be concluded. That's just the way this works.
It's not working.
See, this is what I have. This is where like I'm kind of confused. Okay.
Yeah.
So if your Superman movie, okay, that's kicking off your universe, let's say, what did the movie break? Did it break 500?
Yes, it did.
Okay, so it just broke 500 then, right?
Which, if the budget they reported is like to be believed, which I kind of believe it did profit.
Okay. With that aside, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
If you're the Superman movie, which is the start of your universe, okay? It is your main character. It is your go-to guy, right? If the start of the universe only brought in, let's say, 500, okay? How is it that you can determine profitability and whether? Sorry, how do I want to word this? What I'm trying to say is like, how is it that with what you guys have coming down the line, if you're Superman, if your main guy only brought in 500 million, how do you expect Supergirl or Clayface to do well?
Well,
like, how is that an expectation?
Well, on that, so let's talk about that. It's like I said before, it's like, hey, if they're getting positive, like critical and fan response, and the money is like slow, and a lot of these projects are starting to come in, because what people forget is like, and actually Campia was right about this, it's like DC as a brand since the DCEU. Now, he didn't blame Zack Snyder, so I want to be clear on that. I watched the video. The DC brand, because of old WB, was in the crapper. So it's kind of like in the situation Marvel was in. So that's where I kind of attribute that. It's like people are like, yeah, it's Superman.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree.
They have to build back trust first. So that's going to take a couple of projects. So the way I kind of see it is Gunn probably told him, hey, look, this may like not like profit a lot. Like, don't go into this expecting to make $1 billion per se, let's say. But it's like, if there's positive word of mouth, and then like, let's say Supergirl, Lanterns, and Peacemaker do really well, or like are still trending upward. If there's a trend going up in terms of DC making money, I think they're going to be fine with that.
Mira, I'm sorry, I'm talking Spanish. Yeah, sorry, someone who texted me. So listen, yeah, I agree with what you're saying, Jared, because I agree with Campy on that one. I think he's an asshole. I think he gaslights his audience. But
he goes a little far sometimes.
I'll agree with you. I'll get to that. I'll get to that at the end of the show. Don't worry. I'm going to get to that in the end. Rox knows what I'm talking about.
But it's like that's the way I kind of attribute that. So here's the thing. If this is why I've told, here's the situation we're in. From the perspective of Snyderverse fans, if we're in the position where unfortunately WB and James Gunn are gonna be making decisions whether or not the Ayer cut comes out, whether or not like Zach gets invited for like one more movie, let's say. So it's like if DC as a brand at the movies is profitable, there is a scenario where this happens. I mean, hell, the Batman 2 is supposed to start shooting in the spring. They 100% confirmed this. So I'm just like, look, if WB is if DC Studios as a brand is seen as like bring in positive word of mouth and trending upwards in terms of like profiting, they don't have to do like a billion, 2 billion. Quite possibly. I think the age of like superhero movies making that type of money is gone. But
see, I can't buy into that narrative because Deadpool and Wolverine just made that kind of money. Deadpool and Wolverine just made over $1 billion, did it not, at the box office? That wasn't that long ago. So I can't buy into this narrative that superhero movies aren't making $1 billion at the box office anymore.
Well, here's the thing. How many superhero movies besides that one example have made $1 billion?
So let's
recently.
Okay, let me just explain so the numbers here, okay? Because yes, we're talking about profitability.
Yeah.
Like I said, DC is not profitable. Not yet. Yes, it will be in the future because you got to build trust. Now,
I'm exactly.
I'm going to explain this chart here real quick. So let me just make this a little bit bigger.
I like what DC Talk just said in the comments. Lilo and Stitch made $1 billion. Yeah, I know. I took my kids to go see it. It was actually a pretty good movie.
That was the biggest surprise. I was like, wait, what?
Because kids love it, bro. Like I got twin boys.
Well,
they're 5 years old. They love that stuff, man.
Yeah, that is 100% true.
I gave my kids the option to see that, to see Jurassic World, and to see something else. They went with Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, there you go.
So you see the arrow right there? That is July 11th.
Yeah.
The day I was in New York. And when James Gunn gave us that abomination called Superman. James Gunn Superman. No, James Gunn Superman. Let's clear that out. You can see right there, obviously, everybody said, oh my God, it's such a hit. Everybody loved it. Okay, everybody loved it. Why did the stock stay at, it closed at $11.73. Why didn't it rip higher? If it was a success, why didn't it rip higher?
Well, here's a way to think about that. Is DC Studios the only thing under WB? One movie is not going to like make the stocks all of a sudden like whoosh, like shoot up like that.
Now I will, but I'm gonna push. But Rox, allow me, okay? This is my topic.
Sorry. Go ahead, bro.
All right. So I agree and disagree with that, Jared, because remember when the Snyder Cut was announced. And the stock market business is called the news or breaking news called the catalyst. When you have a catalyst, means some news that is going to make the stock either go up or go down. Obviously, Zach. I'll just hold on, just for around this time is when I got. Around that time, where my arrow's right there, that's when Zach announced the Snyder Cut with Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
And look how it built momentum, and went up.
Yeah.
So a movie, yes, it can, if it's a movie that big with that much momentum and that phenomenal, like it was Zack Snyder's, absolutely. The stock that can make a stock.
And I'll agree that there are people on like the internet or even on the reviews thing that like, went a little far with the hyping up movies, like people saying, oh, it's definitely going to cross $1 billion. And I go, no, it's not. Just stop.
And now you see right here. So basically, a movie can make your stock go up. James Gunn's didn't. And as much as the Gunners keep saying, like, I might offend some people here, and at this point, I don't really give a shit. The majority of these people, they're not educated people. I'm sorry. They don't understand business. They don't understand numbers, and they don't fucking know how to read a chart. Because this right here that I'm showing you, this is what matters at the end of the day.
So the red on the chart going downwards afterwards. Explain that. You see the dive? You see how it climbs, and then it hits the red, and then it dives down. Explain the red. Explain the dive. Explain what that is.
This is when the earnings report happened this week. Okay, so this is August 7th. That's when the earnings report happened.
So that's when all the real numbers got back to Warner Brothers, is what you're saying.
And this exactly. And this is what happened. Let me just switch to this screen over here. Zazie. So every quarter, businesses have to show their numbers. What's going on? How you doing? How did you make money? Did you lose money? What's coming in the pipeline? Blah 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 blah. Zazie announced on the earnings call during pre-market. What is pre-market? That is between 7 a.m. and 9:30, pretty much
before the market opens.
Before it opens, he announced James Gunn's. Zaslav says that James Gunn is writing and directing the next chapter of the Super Family. And long and behold, what happened? Boo! Meaning the market. Okay, let me put my face again so the Gunners can see. The market rejected Superman. The market is rejecting David Zaslav. How many more times do I have to fucking get into your head? But remember, I'm Chilean, and we have a motto in Chile. You're either going to get it by reason or by fucking force. And if you don't believe me, look it up. Chilean national motto. Google it if you don't believe me. So that's what happened. The market is rejecting David Zaslav. Yes, the company is reducing their debt and they're getting more cash flow. Yes, I will give credit where it's due. But let's face it, the market is not trusting David Zaslav. Now, will this stock go up when they split? Yeah, it will. How much? I don't know. And I'm not a financial advisor, and I don't pretend to be, and I'm not giving any financial advice. So don't quote me on that. I mean, yeah, don't quote me on the market is going to get this. No, I'm not a financial advisor again. So I'm saying that right now. So that's what it means. So you can see right here, I'm going to show this last one here, and then you see pre-market right there. Mm-hmm. This is a 5-minute chart. This is the time. This is aftermarket, pre-market, and that's the open market. Right here was the earnings call report, and you can see it went up.
Right but before the market opened, and then it dove.
And then Zazie said, "Yeah, James Gunn do Super Family." Boom, down. And then the next day, boom, down again. 2 + 2 is 4. Math.
So when we were talking about Superman's budget earlier, and I know there's a lot of numbers being thrown around, but I do remember at one point you and Charles covered I think it was a tax receipt from the state of Ohio.
Yes.
Do you remember what the actual number was on that tax receipt?
Like around 360 million.
It was much higher.
Was that before or after deductions, though?
The deductions were like 11 million on credits. They only got like 11 million in credits from the state of Ohio or something like that. Wait, hold on. Buena. So yeah, basically, listen, it's not the first time companies cook the books. Mm-hmm. And WBD is cooking books. Whether you guys want to agree with it or not, I don't have proof on it, but I know how to do fucking math. And the math doesn't add up. And you get these other outlets like Grace Randolph or Campia or Burnett, they're going to tell you, oh, the multiplier is this, that. Yeah, but they're not giving you the right number because, again, they're trying to fucking sell this company. They're trying to flip it. Because next year is the year that is going to determine, okay, what is the actual value of this company. And yes, I do agree that they're holding Zach's IP hostage. They're holding it hostage. That's why we're not getting it on Netflix or Amazon or anything or any third party yet, because they know what they have. I just showed you the stock where it was with the Snyder Cut. You really think that shit won't happen again?
Oh, dude! If they announced a Snyder or anything, dude.
So let's not pretend, James Gunn fans, Let's not pretend otherwise. Again, you can like his movies, you can support him as an artist, and that's okay.
See, and that's the other thing. Sin Havoc's pointing out both Gunn and Safran's contract expire this year or next year. Sorry,
next year.
Or, sorry.
Yes, that is
Safran's
true.
contract expires this year. Gunn's contract expires next year. And I heard Safran's looking. The rumor on the streets is he's looking for an out.
He's trying to, and like looks like they're trying to the rumor was it was in the news that he might replace Pam and Mike.
Not after
which honestly, I'm like, why would you do that, David Zaslav? But again, the market is not stupid. It's not stupid. And listen, you have podcasts like us now, the new media, not the fucking corporate media that gets bought. Because last I checked, Rox, are we self-funded?
Self-funded.
Really? Which means we don't answer to nobody, right?
Exactly.
Means we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Means we do what the fuck we want.
And that means
this is a big number. I am not for sale.
We're not for sale. Period.